Okay, so if you're a home brewer out there, you'll know that by and large, most of us start in the kitchen and then we get kicked out to the shed. Well, when these guys started, they got kicked out to some sort of flat pack beer hut that they made themselves, and they decided to make that into an entire business, and they're absolutely flying it. So let's have a look at what they've come up with then. Hey, welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan, and this is Beer Hut's Mixtape Session IPA. Beer Hut is located in Kilkeel in County Down up the north of Ireland. And these guys have been just knocking it out of the park, literally. In the last year or so, I've had several of their beers, and every single one of them has just been really, really well made. They've got very nice can designs, each of them. This one's got a nice pastel colour. Have a look at the can there, check it out. Just cool, just very stylish, very, very funky, very just trendy. I like the can design. Okay, so on the back of this one, it says Mixtape Session India Pale Ale, 4%, so it really is perfect session strength. Now it's got Chinook in it. I'm guessing that was for the boil, and then it's got Citra Mosaic. Those two hops, well, they could easily be used in the boil as well, but I'm sure they're probably late addition at some stage. The dry hop is 16 grams per litre of Citra Mosaic. So as I'm reading it, I'm learning. Yeast is London Fog, so we're expecting a hazy beer. Probably really mild bitterness I'm expecting out of this beer anyway. Best before is the 30th of January. We're in August now, so we've got a good 6-7 months on this beer, which is good. This beer says it needs to be drunk fresh, and I quite agree. So any beer that's dry hopped, you know, you're really on the clock. As soon as you've canned that beer and packaged it, and it's gone out to the place that it's going to be sold in, off license, supermarket, whatever, online, the consumer is under the clock then to get that beer, get it home, get it in the fridge, and get it drunk, really. And that's just the challenge these days. So I'm really interested to see what this beer is like and how the Chinook sort of fits in with the Citra Mosaic. Citra Mosaic is a classic combination of hops. Anyway, I've got the glass courtesy of La Savage. I absolutely love this glass, so cheers, La. I don't normally like these types of glasses, but this one is really heavy and it feels like it's really well made. And, you know, I think we're coming to a stage where, you know, it's really nice if you can have the glass that it was from the brewery or the glass it was made for. We're not at that stage where, you know, we're with the Belgian beers where you get a particular glass for a particular beer. But I'm happy to hunt around and look for all the glasses of all Irish, Northern Irish, Republic of Ireland, and further afield as well. And they can just join my glass collection over here. So let's get this one cracked open. Nice bit of a hiss going on, and it's that tropical, fruity, dry hopped, sort of hazy, wheat coloured beer complexion. This is everybody's brewing these beers now. Anyone who knows me knows that I love West Coast IPA, but I also sometimes just want a refreshing, thirst-quenching beer. And I can just tell by the smell of this beer that the aromas coming off of it are just that sort of thirst-quenching, juicy nature to the beer. So I'm really going to enjoy this beer, I'm sure. It's got a sort of a pineapple juice complexion to it, which is rather fitting, seeing as it's going to be those sort of tropical flavors as well. You know, when you hop a beer, depending on when you hop a beer, you can pull different sort of aromas out of different hops and different hop combinations, which sometimes you wouldn't see if you did it West Coast versus East Coast. You might get completely different style of aromas coming out of the beer. Maybe a little bit more fruity, or a little bit more tropical if they're added later, a little bit more dank, a little bit more piney resinous if they're added earlier in the boil. Sure, I summarize in the hops, so to speak. But this one here, we are looking at a very soft soft sort of head of foam, not too densely compact. It has medium and a few large bubbles, a few medium bubbles. There's a little bit of a hiss. It's kind of pillowy. I'm expecting the beer to be pillowy soft anyway. But yeah, the best way I can describe this beer is as tropical sort of pineapple juice color. What else does it say about this beer? Is there something in here like lactose, I wonder? No, the ingredients clearly say water, barley, yeast, hops, and it just gives you a breakdown of the yeast, which is London Fog, and then the Chinook, Citra, Mosaic. So, masses of stone fruit, bit of grapefruit, bit of citrus, and then all of the usual suspects, the tropical fruit suspects, all of those passion. There's a bit of bright passion fruit, a bit of mango, good bit of papaya going on in there as well. It's just a juice bomb. I know it's going to be a juice bomb before I've even tried it. Nice stability on the head. I like that. And the clarity is thick and hazy. It's not quite milky. You know, some of these beers now are so hazy they almost come across as like a smoothie because of their like milky complexion. This is bordering on that, but not quite there. But anyway, enough talk. Let's get into this. Cheers, Sláinte, and I hope you're enjoying a beer along with this. And if you are, cheers. Oh. Okay, so yeah, minimal bitterness, exactly what I expected of the beer. It's all at the front of the mouth. There's no deep bitterness that resonates around the whole of the mouth and the side of the mouth and the roof and the palate and the tongue. It's just that really up front, on the front of your tongue, the front third of the mouth is all tropical fruit. Good bit of pineapple mixed in with passion fruit. This is the way I would explain that. A good bit of citrus, good bit of grapefruit going on in there as well. Maybe that's the Chinook hops. It has a really decent amount of body. Considering this is only 4%, a lot of beers these days that aren't full of unfermentable malts like crystal malts or different malts that have less amount of fermentability to them that leave the beer sweeter. The problem with making these session IPAs with you know, it's just got barley in it. It doesn't say it has oats or wheat in it. But the problem with using just pale or pilsner malts is you can sometimes find that it lacks a bit of body, that bitterness, when hops are added early in the brewing process, bitterness will give you that body or a perception of it. But this beer somehow manages to hold its own. Now, I like that part about it. That was the bit that I was going to be a little bit nervous about. With the old Brendan spin, yeah, really decent. Holding its head, I'm guessing that's because of the dry hopping. It's really, the hops have created a very good stable environment for the head of foam, even though it's very soap suddy. It's like fluffy clouds. They are definitely going to dissipate over time, but it won't be around that long anyway. Stone fruits, so maybe fleshy peach and apricot to get, or peach we'll say, but taken over with pineapple and passion fruit and citrus fruits, like a whole load of citrus fruits in on top of it. Mosaic's supposed to have a blueberry. Do I get any berry character out of this beer or not? You could well easily tell me that this has a bit of berry character to it. I wouldn't argue. But this is just a really, really well-made beer. And this is something that Beer Hut are doing. They're making beers that they just don't seem to be making bad beers. Now, Larkin's Brewery started off this way in the Republic of Ireland. They started off by just immediately coming out of nowhere and just brewing good beer, only good beer. And they've only had one or two beers that I've just tipped my nose up a little bit to. But this crowd so far, I mean, this is just another example of very good, soft, pillowy, tropical. What else can I say about this beer? It's exactly as you think it's going to be. It's not got any excessive hop burn to it. There's no assault of hops. It is full of fruity, tropical juice, sort of fruit salad, tropical fruit salad flavors. There is a sweetness to it, so it's not totally dried out, but the amounts of hop oils in it give you the perception that it's totally dried out. I think this was probably mashed in at 67 to give it a bit of stability, to give it a bit of body to it, and it feels like it has a similar sort of aroma as some beers that I've had recently with lactose in it. Now, I know it doesn't have lactose in it, but if I hadn't read the ingredients on the back, I might be a little suspicious that it does. And what I think that is just that my nose now is so trained to having these forward hopped juice bombs that a lot of them have lactose put in them to build up that body. Well, this one doesn't, and it's 4%, and it still maintains the body. So that says a lot about the quality of the brewing process. I'm guessing they had a few test runs at this, and they've done a great job. And I'm loving it. It's really nice. It's not my preferred style. I'm a West Coast IPA fan, but I would happily drink this beer. Mixtape Session IPA from Beer Hut Brewing Company in Kilkeel, County Down. I think that's near Newry. I'm not entirely sure. But if you see it out and about, or any of their beers out and about, give them a shout. This is well worth a go. That's my view on this brew. Cheers, sláinte, and it's on to the next one. Bye.